Saints, I had a dream last night, and it was short. But I had a dream that I saw a goat. And I think this goat had 2 or 3 horns. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, it was a ram. Okay, and it had 2 horns, and there was a goat that had 1, and I saw the goat that had 1 horn charge the goat with 2 horns, and the ram with 2 horns, and that horn, the one with the 2 horns, was no longer standing. It was knocked out, and its 2 horns were moved out of place. In other words, they were broken off. Now, I had to research this, and I asked God for guidance on this. And I was shown Daniel chapter 8. Now, I didn't remember this dream. I was in prayer this morning, and this dream came into my mind, and I know the Lord was recalling me to it. And then I researched it, and it led me to Daniel chapter 8. Now, in Daniel chapter 8, it talks about how the prophet Daniel had a vision that there was a goat with 1 horn between his eyes, and then it came to a ram that had 2 horns, and it charged him. It ran at him a lot, very aggressively, and the ram with the 2 horns, the horns were broken out of place. So the ram had no power against the goat. The goat was too strong. So the goat trampled the horn. I mean the male goat. The goat trampled the ram with the 2 horns. And the goat's horn was very small in the center of its eyes, and then it started to grow and became strong. And I'm trying to remember this. But in my dream, the horn just kept growing, and then it started to split, I think, in 4 directions. So when I'm looking at Prophet Daniel's vision, he says that he basically had the same dream, and the way that it's interpreted is that, like I said, a goat charged the ram. The ram had 2 horns, and that represents 2 kingdoms. Because if you go to Daniel chapter 7 and 11, it talks about the rise of 4 kingdoms, 4 beasts. The 4 kingdoms, in this generation, this being the 4th one. So, what happened was that okay, let me explain this right. What happened was that the goat ran the horn, the ram, and the horn broke off. Okay, the male goat, the small horn it became very strong and powerful, and the large horn it had was broken. The large horn that it had was broken, and because what I seen was like the large horn in my dream broke off, and then it started to split in 4 directions. So what that means was that what came in place of the large horn, which represents obviously the Antichrist, is 4 notable horns of the same horn. Okay, so the large horn on the goat represents the Antichrist, the one world order. The 4 horns represents that one Antichrist, meaning the 4 horns, when it goes to the 4 directions of the earth, that means that the Antichrist rule is going to be globally. It's going to be worldwide. That's hence the New World Order. So if you go to Daniel chapter 8, it says how a little horn grew exceedingly great toward the south, one pointed towards the east, one pointed towards the north, and one pointed towards the west. One pointed towards the glorious land, which we all know is Israel. Okay? And the vision goes on, Daniel's vision goes on to talk about how the Lord came down from the stars and trampled the horns. So in other words, like I said, in my dream, I saw the four horns splitting apart. Okay, and then I saw a ball of light coming from heaven, and I saw the horns disintegrating. So this is just like Daniel's vision in chapter 8. That means that the Antichrist is going to come about for a time. He's going to rule worldwide. And in the last days, during the tribulation, the last part of it, or after I believe, the Antichrist is going to be destroyed by Jesus Christ. Yeah, as I said, Daniel chapter 8 is a confirmation of the vision that I had. It says right here that the Antichrist, let me just make sure I get this right, he even exalted himself as high, the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifices were taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was taken, cast down because of the transgression. An army was given over to the horn to oppose the daily sacrifices, and he cast truth down to the ground. He did all this and prospered. So this is saying that the Antichrist is going to prosper for a time. The last part of Daniel chapter 8, verse 13 says, and I heard a holy, no, there's another part, Daniel chapter 8. Holy one speaking, another holy one said to that certain one who was speaking, how long will the vision be concerning the daily sacrifices and transgression of desolation, the giving of both the sanctuary and the host to the trampled underfoot? And he said, for 2,300 days, and the sanctuary shall be cleansed. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's 2,300 days, 4.5 years. And again, we have to remember that God's timing is not like ours. What else did I want to tell you about this? In this part that says he even exalted himself as high as the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifices were taken away. That means that the Antichrist is going to try to be like God, who is Jesus Christ, and he is not God at all. And sacrifices, meaning the sacrifices of the saints offering themselves up as a sacrifice to Jesus Christ. When it says that he's going to take away, and by him the daily sacrifices were taken away, that means that the Antichrist is going to outlaw Christianity. He's going to completely outlaw Christianity. Excuse me one second. Yeah? Sorry, you guys. So, Gabriel interprets the vision. Alright. So there's another part in here, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going to go and I'm going to give you Gabriel's interpretation of the vision Daniel had. And again, it's a direct confirmation of the dream I had. You can read it for yourself, Daniel chapter 8, starting at verse 23. And in the latter of their kingdom, when the transgressors have reached their fullness, a king shall arise, having fierce features, who understands sinister schemes. His power shall be mighty, but not his own power. He shall destroy fearfully, and shall prosper and thrive. He shall destroy the mighty and also the holy people. Meaning he's going to wage war against the saints, God's elect. And he's going to wage war against the saints. So let's say, I don't know when the rapture is going to happen. All I know, he's going to wage war against God's elect. So let's say if the rapture happens before the tribulation's out, those that are left behind that give their lives to Jesus Christ, the Antichrist is going to wage war against them. Through his cunning he shall cause deceit to prosper under his rule, and he shall exalt himself in his heart. He shall destroy many in their prosperity. He shall even rise against the prince of princes. Meaning he's going to rebel against Jesus Christ. And the vision of evenings and mornings, which was told is true. Therefore, seal up the vision, for it refers to many days, to many days in the future. Meaning, this is an event that hasn't happened yet. It is going to happen. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick for days. Now, Daniel was so distressed by this vision that he was sick. Like, he was literally distressed about it. Physically, too. In his spirit, in his mind, in his body, and his soul. That's how bad the vision was. In other words, Daniel saw a time in the future where man's going to face the most perilous times ever. And Daniel was so distressed by that. That's how bad the times are going to be. I had a dream about this vision last night. Okay, I uploaded a video earlier telling you people how the government is censoring things that Christians do. Christians have, or how the government is censoring things Christians say. It's not just Christians, it's patriots, people that are, believe in the Constitution, that believe in democratic rights, that believe in Jesus Christ. They're censoring them and they're targeting them. Now, what is funny, is that the Lord uses evil agents to do his will. Remember that. He will even use false prophets to do his will. There's this channel called Lisa Haven channel. Now, I don't promote her as a prophet at all. Okay, in fact, some of the doctrines that she has, I disagree with. She brings you good news. She brings news most of the time from reliable sources, but the only problem is she doesn't interpret it right. Okay, but she brought something to light today, how the government is targeting patriots, Christians, those that, like I said, believe in the Bible, those that believe in patriotism, those that believe in democracy. They're targeting them. If you resist the government, the one world order, the beast system, which is the Daniel chapter 8 is foretelling the beast system, you're a target of the government. So that part of the video she did today, I agree with, that the government has compiled a list and he's targeting a lot of people. I believe that. I do agree with that. It is just weird how I talked about censorship, how the government censoring what Christians say. It means that they're targeting them. I told you I've been followed. I have choppers over my house all the time. I have other brothers and sisters in Christ that are going through the same thing. And then she comes out with this video saying how the government is targeting exactly what I told you. Christians, patriots. They're targeting anyone that opposes their system. Opposes the United States way of life, the New World Order, the elites. They're targeting you. They're targeting me. I'm sure I'm on that list. I'm sure you're on that list if you believe in democracy, patriotism, the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, most importantly, Jesus Christ and the Bible. Okay? You're a target. I'm a target. So, I just thought I'd bring this to you today. I believe that the Lord was using that evil agent, Lisa Haven, to let you people know about how you are being targeted by the government simply for believing in God, Jesus Christ, the values of the Bible, the laws in the Old and New Testament, in supporting democracy, the U.S. Constitution, our rights as the people of America. You're a target. Because the only one standing in the way of the one world order, honestly, is the United States. That's why Barack Obama is working so hard to weaken the United States financially, militarily, physically, economically, spiritually, you name it. Okay? So, I just thought I'd bring this to your attention. It was pretty disturbing. There's a scripture right there. Daniel chapter 8. If you want, you can look at it yourself. I don't know what to say. This is not something that I would expect, but it's Bible prophecy. Things are happening so fast that they're leading up to this point. I already told you that we are in World War III. They want to tell you we're not. Gary Frenchie of Next News Networks, first he says we're in World War III. Then he changes his ammo and says that we're not. I think the guy is bipolar because he keeps jumping back and forth. And I already pointed out to him that we are in World War III. It's what it is. It is World War III. Okay? We got to face facts. And it's escalating now. Check out the video that I have on my archives explaining that in greater detail. So, look, just be careful, okay? Protect yourself, protect your families. Most importantly, protect Jesus Christ. Trust Jesus Christ to protect you. And stand up for the faith, okay? Don't let the government intimidate you or anyone shut you up. I'm going to let it stop here. And I'll upload a video as soon as I get a chance. Thanks.